Sketching boxes with confidence is perhaps the most important skill we can acquire. It's quite probably the skill we end up using the most, and it may even be the skill that has the biggest bearing upon the success or failure of any finished sketch. Practicing sketching boxes should be a key focus if we're serious about improving our design sketching. Being able to sketch boxes in any orientation, consistently and with confidence underpins all other sketching skills. Our box should be the same length, the same width and the same depth as the item we're sketching. In other words, it should share the same proportions. If it makes it any easier, we can just imagine we're sketching the cardboard box that the object was packaged in, rather than the object itself. Now, the box is essentially a measuring aid. It helps us to plot the coordinates of the key features of our product. In other words, it enables us to map out our sketch. In this example, I'm able to position my ellipses with a degree of confidence by relating them to the box I'm sketching within. And becoming comfortable at sketching ellipses is another skill that we should invest in. As the construction lines grow in number, you can begin to see the sketch building through the blur. Ultimately, whether the sketch works or not is largely dependent upon its early construction. In other words, spending time to get things in the right place is key, and that's where mastering the basics of sketching boxes is so valuable. The accuracy of a completed sketch comes from its construction, not from beautiful, crisp, clean, sharp lines. Now, when we're happy we've created our sketch and construction lines, we can add some line weight. We're just choosing the lines we want to be seen and making them heavier and therefore a little darker. It's like taking some draft text and making bold what we want people to read. The construction lines will always be there on the page, but we'll barely notice them because our completed sketch will take all the attention. Before I move on to the next stage, why not take a moment to subscribe and hit the notifications tab? That way you'll be the first to see my videos when I post them. There are lots more on the way. So with line weight added and the sketch appearing through the construction lines, we can start to think about adding some detail. Now, this isn't a presentation sketch, so I'm not attempting to produce a photorealistic rendering. It's not ideation either, so I'm not designing, I'm not having to think creatively, and I'm not solving the needs of a client. This type of sketching is observational. I'm looking at a pre-existing product and I'm trying to recreate or represent it on paper with some pens. So I'm using marker pens to add a sense of shape and to pick out some detail. I'm being economical with my pens and I'm really just breaking the object down into tones. There's a range from light through medium to dark tones, and these simply give a suggestion that a surface curves or that a material is reflective. I'm deliberately not striving for accuracy here. If you like, I'm leaving gaps in the detail of what I'm sketching, because anyone looking at the sketch will use their imagination to fill in those gaps. Now, the final step is to add highlights. I'm doing this with white pen and white pencil. The two I'm using here are linked in the description below. And adding these highlights extends the range between the darkest and the lightest tones on the sketch, and this helps us to describe shape and depth. Look out for more, but for now, click here to unlock more sketching secrets.